What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Champ2k here at ESGN. Today we're making the best center build in NBA 2K22 next gen. So let me start off by saying, guys, there's no more +4s in NBA 2K. So basically on next gen, it's still on current gen you can get +4, but on next gen you do not get +4 on all your stuff for once you hit 99. So now when you go into the builder, it's basically showing everything at 99 versus the 95 what it typically was in the past. So you will not get +4 like the past, because what people would do is they would be like, all right, well, if I want to get this badge for having 90 standing dunk, I'll just put it 85, and then I'll get that +4, whatever, +5, whatever, so I can get that badge later on. But now 2K has taken that out in next gen, and now you are building straight to a 99, so that changes everything. So a lot of people are in disarray with that. Another thing that you guys need to understand when you make a big man, you got to make sure that you're getting the elite and pro contact dunks. So I'll explain that more as we go into the video and as we kind of, break down all the things on why I'm doing it for this build. But if you want to be a great big man in this game, you got to make sure you have that on. Again, when it comes to big man, there's different styles. You can have the park where you have someone that's kind of like a popper. You can have the inside big that's more of like a pro-am / walk-on. I think that the best type of big man normally is that defensive / powerhouse big man down low compared to a guy who's like skinny, can shoot, but he's going to get bullied, and that's the thing about it. Like, I think that when it comes to NBA 2K22, we're likely going to see a lot of inside builds. But let's jump right into this build because I know that's what you guys are here for. So we jump right into this build. Obviously, I'm at center. A lot of people I see kind of going to the power forward. Just so you guys know, I've kind of run down the numbers. They are they're exactly the same. When I went from 7 foot at center compared to power forward, there's no difference. I mean, I looked through it. I didn't see any difference in the numbers or anything. It looked exactly the same. But again, I understand why people do it because that's what it's been. In the past, it's been where like you go to power forward, you get some things better compared to center when you're at the same height. But it doesn't look like that's the case this year. So again, I go with 7 foot on this build. I've tried other heights, but I'll tell you guys right now, you're going to be too slow if you go any taller than 7 foot, and you're going to be too short. If you go with that 6'10", because that's what a lot of people want to do, so they can get those special contact, like the other contact dunks, like the smaller contact dunks for players. But you're going to get horsed by these bigger builds. I'm already seeing it with a lot of the bigger builds. They're bullying these smaller guys, so you want to be at least a decent height. So you're probably wondering, why am I 241 pounds? So the reason behind this is so I'll be able to, one, be able to have enough speed. I like to be around 65 to 63 speed when I have a big man. Most big men are going to be around that range. I mean, you could drop your height to 6'10", 6'11". You'll have a 2 difference. You might be like 67 speed or maybe 70 speed at most. But again, it's not a dramatic difference to go from 65 to 67. Like, it's not going to make or break your build. 241. Obviously, I know a lot of people are like, well, my strength is only 83. So I'm very in between with having a super strong player. I've seen strength does matter, but you don't need to have like a crazy amount of strength in 2K. I've never seen it as one of those things to where like, if you do not have high strength, your build is going to be bad. Like, I feel like it's kind of, you need to have that easy medium. Now, if you're like the 60s or 70s with strength, it's a totally different story. So you see what my wingspan is 7'10". So I went with the longest wingspan. One, I like to have longer arms on a build, especially if I'm an inside person. I want to have longer arms so I can play better defense. You're going to see that this is a very strong defensive build. I want to have long arms. That also helps with making sure that you have 99 offensive rebounding. So you want to make sure you either have 99 offense or defense, because the only way you can get Hall of Fame hustle rebounder is if one of those is 99. So you want to have that, guys. I'm telling you, if you're a center, you want to have Hall of Fame hustle rebounder. I don't care. If you have gold, you're doing it wrong. So you want to have Hall of Fame with that badge. Vertical, make sure when you guys make a build that you have 75 vertical. That has to do with the contact. So if you have pro and elite contact dunks, you got to have that 75. You also get like some dunks like the Giannis dunk and a bunch of other types of dunks that you'll get, and I'll show that later on. But again, you want to make sure that you have that 75 vertical. You also want to make sure that your driving dunk is at 75. You see how I have it exactly at 75? That will come into play later on when we're applying some dunk packages and stuff like that onto our player. And these are dunk packages that you're going to want to have on your center. One thing, if I was to make an improvement on this build, it's definitely probably going to be the driving dunk, but I'll go into the next screen just so I can show you guys a little more. I've actually made a couple adjustments that I want to do with this build. So I've been shooting a lot of free throws and walk-on, and obviously you don't need free throws inside of Park. So I've realized that even in walk-on and Pro-Am, I've had like a crappy free throw, and I'm still hitting free throws. I'm grading them. So I don't think you need to put your free throw up this year. So I suggest that you take everything off of free throw. I am abandoning free throw. But again, now you take all that off, where are you going to put it? You know what I mean? Like, I think defensively we're very good. We're very sound with rebounding. I'll get more in detail why we have 39 there, but I want to start with finishing. So you'll notice I have 29. So for me right now, I probably want to get up my driving layup because that's something that's going to be really important when it comes to just running in and laying up the ball. You know how many times as a player you get driving layups and you don't realize it? Because you're as a center, you're catching the ball a lot on a pick and roll, and you're going to need a decent driving layup. So I was sacrificing it before, but I would put it back on this. So now you got 31 badges. The badges I would suggest having, number one, fast twitch. Brand new badge. It actually, the reason for this badge, what it does, basically, when you go to layup or dunk the ball, you do it a lot faster, which is something I've actually already seen in the game. It's been very useful. I'm telling you guys, as a big, put fast twitch on. Make sure you can get Hall of Fame too. And it's only going to cost me 5. So previous years in 2K, you would notice that, oh, whoa, wait a minute. It only was supposed to cost 4 badge points to get Hall of Fame, but now it's 5. The reasoning for that, I mean, obviously you see that you're going to have more badge points this year as well, but it's kind of just like a metric system. It's a system that basically kind of balances some things out. I think it's a little better. It's definitely kind of hard to pick and choose on things, but let me show you guys something. So you guys see, obviously, you need to have 99 standing dunk. I'm telling you, make sure you have 99 standing dunk. You have to have Hall of Fame Posterizer. If there's 2 must badges you need to have, it's Posterizer and Fast Twitch this year. I'm telling you, Posterizer's always been a thing, but you want to make sure that you have Fast Twitch. I'll show you right here with driving dunk. If you put the driving dunk down a little, you'll see that like the badges will adjust. Obviously, you want to have that at 75 no matter what. Close shot. So do you notice how you see mouse? So if you look at mouse in the house, currently it's 6. It goes to 7, so that means it's going to cost more if you go below that 93 like that 93 for the threshold of it. If you go below that 93, you're not going to be able to have, like, you're going to still have Hall of Fame, but it's going to cost you more to get mouse in the house. Now, this is a badge I think that's really good, especially when you get that switch on the pick and roll, and when you go to attack the point guard, this is a badge that you're going to want to have on. So, again, now we have Posterizer, we have mouse in the house, we have Fast Twitch. So that's about, so 12 plus 5 is 17. So you have 17 out of the 31. So you have 14 badges left to use. The next one that I'm probably going with, I might flirt with the idea of unstrippable. A lot of competitive people are going to say this badge won't work probably, but I think it's something that you try out, and if it doesn't work, you could easily exchange for any of these badges. My favorite badge, this is a personal preference. This is for people. Listen, I love the drop step move, and having Hall of Fame drop step makes a lot of a difference in my opinion. You can run away with gold with this, but I prefer Hall of Fame. I just think that when you're making this build, especially for a guy that's more of an inside build, you want to have Hall of Fame drop stepper. You want to be able to make really good and fast drop steps to be able to score inside. Dream Shake, its post phase have a higher chance of stunning a defender. I really don't care about Dream Shake personally. Back down Punisher doesn't normally work well in my opinion, even unless like you have a really weak defender. Like if there's like a stretch build out there in the park, this is a great thing to have against a mismatch like that because you'll be able to push them down into the paint. But again, I'm not really a fan of back down Punisher. Everyone's different. Limitless Takeoff, when attempting a basket, a player will start with their dunk or layup further away from the hoop. This actually is a very interesting badge to me because it's like kind of like, you know, you become Michael Jordan. instead of dunking from directly under the hoop, you can dunk from the free throw line, kind of. So this could be a very useful badge. I'm curious how this will be for slash. I'm sure slashers will all have this on Hall of Fame this year. It'll be a crazy badge. But having that on silver, I can't complain. I wouldn't be upset about having a silver Limitless Takeoff. So I would definitely probably throw that on. Rise up, increase the likelihood of your ball standing, like likely of dunking the ball while standing in the paint. I mean, you already have Posterizer. You can throw Rise Up on. I just think that it's kind of overdoing it. It's overkilling. But again, you got 6, 6, and then 5, 17. For me, I'm throwing on drop step for 5, so 20, 22. 22, I mean, if you really don't like unstrippable, if you're one of those people, maybe you want it on goal, maybe you want to try it, you can do the 4, you can do the 2, the 4, you'll have 26. You'll use 26 of your badges, and then you have 5 more to play with. You can easily get Grace Under Pressure. I think Grace Under Pressure is a pretty good badge too. It gives a boost to standing shots that happen close to the basket. So it's kind of like the opposite of this. If you're more of I feel like you're more likely, instead of getting dunks, you're more likely to get layups. So I think that having this is a better badge compared to Rise Up, because I think we've noticed you're more likely to get a layup than a dunk a lot of times on people. So I think Grace Under Pressure is a really good badge. Pro Touch, I'm not a fan of it. I mean, it's kind of like a badge that rewards you for having a bad timing on a layup, which, do you really need that? I don't know. I personally don't think Pro Touch is that important. I guess if you're using the right stick this year, and if you guys don't know, this year there's actually a shot meter, kind of like a timing meter for layups and dunks, if you use the right stick. But for me, you can use X and you don't have to worry about timing it. You just hold X. But again, Putback Boss, that's a good badge. I always like it sometimes. Maybe I'll throw it on once in a while if I really feel like I'm getting a lot of offensive rebounds. But it's not a badge you're using all the time. Putback Boss only works when you get that offensive rebound. So it's not really I don't think it's the greatest badge. I don't normally put it on just because, how often are you getting offensive rebounds? You might get 4 or 5 at most a game. What, you're going to use that badge 5 times a game? A lot of these badges you can use a lot more. Shooting-wise, so again, like I told you guys, I was not going to put the free throw up. I think you can get away with no free throw this year. I think that's a fact. I don't think that you need to worry about free throw this year. You do notice I still have some more badge points, so I can just throw that one on Stamina. I mean, that's not a huge difference, but anyway, next thing I want to go to, because like I said, I'm not putting in the shooting on. You can create, you can kind of adjust things based on if you're more of a shooting big, but I think it's all about inside. Playmaking is big. So as a big man, you want to make sure that you have bullet pass your goal. So this is something that kind of, got bigger in the competitive scene last year. You got to have really good bullet passer, because you got to, when you catch that ball, you want to be able to dot your teammates. That is important. So you want to make sure you have that. You have 13 badge points here. You need break starter. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I've been playing in the walk-on a lot. You need that break starter. You can put it on goal. You can put it on Hall of Fame. You can basically have all these badges. I'd probably put break starter on goal. I'd probably put bullet passer on gold. I'd put post playmaker on gold, or even special delivery is not a bad badge either. The badge increases your chances of success on the alley-oop. If your team alley-oops the ball a lot for you, and once you get good at alley-ooping, you actually have to time it. This could be a really good badge. So instead of post playmaker, you could go with this badge. Post playmaker, it's when passing out of the post or after an offensive rebound receives are given. So basically, you get a boost on offensive rebounds. When you went after an offensive rebound, receivers are given a boost. So that's basically like putback. That's actually, you might as well just put that on and not put putback on. That's basically putback. When passing out of the post or after an offensive rebound, receivers are given a boost or shot. Oh, so instead of, okay, correction. Actually, you're giving your teammates more of a boost when you get the offensive rebound. I think you need that on. That's kind of like the big man dimer in a way. You know what I mean? That's more of a big man dimer. So you definitely probably want to have that. So you can go 4-4-4, 4-4-4, and then you have an extra one, I think. So also, I heard in college, if you go to college in my career, you get more badge points. I'm not 100% on all that information, but look that up on YouTube. I'm sure there'll be something that pops up with that. But anyway, let's move on to the most important part of a big man. Defense, defense, defense. You know, defensive and rebounding is the heart and soul of big man. Like, that's probably one of the biggest parts of the game. We've seen that the game's become more of a scoring-heavy game for guards compared to centers. So you need to be a strong rebounding and defending big man. So here's my badges that I would put on. One, remember how I told you guys, if you go watch what happens to Rebound Chaser when I go down by 1 at offensive rebound at 99. You notice how it changes from 5 to 6. So basically, if you go down on that, it's going to cost you 1 more badge point to make sure you have Hall of Fame. You don't want to do that. You want to save as many badge points so you can have more badges. The less it costs, the more badge points you're gonna. I mean, the more badges you will essentially have. So again, you got that 99 on offense and defense. I mean, I don't think you can like complain about that. You're 7 foot. You got really good rebounding. You got 99 blocks. So notice the same thing comes with this. So you notice how rim protector. You'll notice with rim protector, it will change. Like if I go down by 2 here, it will change. You don't want to do that. You know, you can also, you notice how you lose a badge here? Like you see how up there in the top left, you go from 39 to 38. You want to have every single badge you can get. I mean, and you look at it, where are you going to gain a badge? Like where do you really want to gain a badge? I mean, personally for me, I mean, you can go up here, but you're not gaining anything from it. Like, look at it. You're not gaining like anything substantial enough to like, you're just like, yes, I need to have this on. Like, no. I'm telling you guys, just keep the 99 block. Be a strong defender inside. I think that's something that's so important. Stealing. So you're probably wondering, why do I have stealing so high? So again, you see how I lose that badge point there, and also you're like, oh, you know, maybe I could just go down to this. Oh, I can get maybe I can get away with this and take some away from defense. I'm telling you, you need every badge point you can get. You want to have that 39. So you saw the badge that was switching over. It was ball stripper. Ball stripper. It's basically every time you're in the paint. You know, you think about when you come up to a player and they're trying to lay that ball up or dunk on you. You have a higher chance of stripping the ball as they're trying to lay it up or dunk it. So I think this is going to be a badge that's going to destroy big man this year. Like basically, if you're a big man trying to drive in, every lockdown is probably going to either have this Hall of Fame or you know, something really crazy with it. You're going to see a lot of strip dunks, I think. And I was already seeing it within walk-on. There is a lot of strip dunk, like there was a lot of strip layups and dunks going on. So I want this badge. And having it on silver is nice. You also, as a big man, you always got to have interceptor. You got to have that 3 with the interceptor. I mean, silver interceptor is not bad. You can't get gold, unfortunately, but having that silver interceptor is really good. You want to have that because think about when you pick and roll, how many times you're in that passing lane between the point guard and center. You want to have good interceptors so you can steal the ball better within the lanes. Badges that you must have. You must have box out. Listen, you must have box out. You must have brick wall and Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame brick wall. Some people like gold intimidator. Some people like gold box out. I'm telling you guys, I'm Hall of Fame with those. I want to be able to. You need to make sure you're securing those rebounds, especially if you're not a super strong rebounder. You want to make sure that you're securing rebounds. Rim protector, you want Hall of Fame. I don't care. You want to be strong defensively inside. Rebound chaser, I don't care. That has to be Hall of Fame. So you see right here, alone, this is just 25 badge points right here. These 5 badges is 25 badge points. So you got 25. Yeah, again, you need. These are 5 badges I think you need. The rest you can kind of vary on what you want. Some teams want you to get that defensive leader. So okay, now you're at 31, and now you got what, 8 more left? That's a lot of room. You got a lot of room to work. You could be like, all right, you get that defensive leader, add interceptor and pogo stick, or maybe you throw some worm in there. It's up to you. Personally, for me, I'm putting pogo stick on. Pogo stick is a glitch badge, guys. It's a badge that's basically for, you know, people who aren't good defenders. They can just keep jumping up and down, up and down, up and down, and block the ball. Like you could pump fake, and that person's going to be jumping like a pogo stick. You're not. It's a glitchy badge. You want to have pogo stick on. I don't care. I like worm as well. Worm's a really good, like, it's a really good badge to have to kind of like finesse your way. So I try to probably do that like gold, or, you know, maybe try to get Hall of Fame if possible. Just try to have that badge on. Post lockdown, it's not a bad badge. Again, you're going to have to sacrifice one of these badges to have post-lockdown, so it's up to you which one you want to get rid of. Again, if Ball Stripper's not that good and you don't like it, you can try to maybe work more in that direction of post-lockdown, which is not a bad badge at all. And you got Pickpocket too. That's kind of like a nice thing you could throw on, a little Pickpocket. Not crazy, bronze. Yeah, but you got it on. You're going to get some steals here and there, so it's not a bad thing to have. But again, this is what you want defensively. You want to be able to save as much as possible too, because like I said, you'll see how post lockdown, if you go from 97 to 98, it changes too. So again, I have all these numbers for a specific reason, because I want to be able to save like badge points on certain things. And then you got to have speed. You cannot lack in your physicals. Make sure that all your physicals, whatever it is, you're maxing them out. You need that 65 speed. That acceleration is so important, because it's basically like, so let's say your player's standing in the paint, right? And there's a guy open for the three. That acceleration is going to be what's going to help you get out quicker to that guy that's shooting that shot that you might need to pick up. So you want to have you want to put up your acceleration as much as you possibly can at the big man. So again, most big men don't have high acceleration because they're bigger, they're bigger players. So again, you want to max that out. 65 speed isn't bad. Your strength. So some people want to have like 90 strength at big man. I like 83. You're finding the easy medium. You kind of have to sacrifice somewhere. I think 83 is a solid strength. I don't think you need that crazy strength. I have never seen strength to where it's like overwhelming. Like as long as you have decent strength, you can compete against other strong big men. Vertical. Remember what I said. 75 vertical, guys. Every time you want to have that 75 vertical. That comes down to a lot of dunk packages and stuff that you can have later on. Stamina, guys, do not lower your stamina, because I'm telling you, your player will play worse, especially when you get tired right away because you have like freaking 60 stamina. You need to make sure your stamina is around. I usually like to keep it above 88. Anything lower, I've seen some issues. So I would say above 88. I really suggest 90. This one has 91. Good stamina. I like the speed. Defense is great. Looking at the badges, we have 31, 0, 13, 39. I think it's pretty good. I think you're a very well-rounded player. You have everything that you need. So going into the takeovers. So everyone's different on this, right? Some people might not want this. Maybe they want a post player. You know what I mean? Like this, you have the option to make a post player with this. So this is really where it's up to you on what you want to do. For me personally, I want to see the future. Most of these post badges, power backdowns, increase your ability to back down the strongest defenders, makes it easier for defenders to do spins, I just think I like to, I'm already a really strong defender, so you can favor your defense or you can favor your offense. So I think originally with this build, I was really looking at defense, but now that I really look at it, I think that I might want to be able to do something with the post. I might want to be able to basically back down people into the post. But at the same time, I think a lot of people are strong defenders, so I'm actually going to stick with my guns. I'm going to do the interior badge drop. So, drops the opposition's badges down by 1. That's important, especially in a big game when you're playing against really good centers and they catch that ball inside and they're trying to, do something inside on you. You are able to drop all their badges down by 1. You also do this to other point, whether it's a point guard, etc., etc. It's a helpful badge. A lot of people aren't going to want to take the ball inside on you too. So I'm going with interior badge drop. See the future. I like these two badges. I think that these are the best things when it comes to takeover badges. But let's finish this build. Let's get into the last step of this. So obviously, I'm a paint beast. I got Mutombo on me. I got Clint Capella. I got Rudy Gobert. All right. I think that these are 3 pretty good big men. Some people don't like Clint Capella, but I like Rudy Gobert and I like Mutombo. Really strong defensive players. They got offense to me, to them. They're strong inside. I personally like it. So again, we'll jump into the next portion real quick with all the stuff with dunk animations, and I'll show you guys which ones you need to make sure that you have and why we did the setup the way we did it. So now we're moving on into the dunks. This is the biggest thing. There's a reason why I did certain things the way I did it. So Again, you know, you get the basic, you know, you get these basic right now. So you'll see like there's the VC ones. These are the ones you can buy right now. The ones that have the locks you can eventually get once you put your stuff up on your player. So again, I can get all these different dunks. You don't want dunks that are cradling the ball back like this. I'm telling you guys, you're going to get blocked every time. So you want to find like super quick dunks that are more like the big man's keeping the ball in versus out back like this. So really avoid some of these dunks. Like if you see a dunk, like that's a good dunk. The quick drop, actually, it's not like that angle. It didn't look good. Like when it cocks back like that, you don't want to do that. You don't want that on your player. You want dunks that are just quick. They're gonna, you know, dunk right on the player. You don't want, if they're cocking the ball back, it's not gonna be a good dunk. But again, let's jump into the part where it's really important. These are your NBA dunks. You know, like I said, that's a very basic dunk. You go right in, you dunk right on the player. Rim pull. Again, these are all really good dunks. I don't know about that one. That's a really bad one. Contact dunks, these are what you want. So remember how I told you guys you want to have that 90, you want to have that 90 standing dunk and 75 vertical. You want the elite standing dunk. Look at that. That's the elite standing dunk. You want to have this on. This will be really key for you as a big man. You want to make sure you're able to have both of these. So this one, this is what most big men get. They get the pro standing dunks. But look at the difference between the elite and the pro. The elite one is a lot stronger. You'll be able to get a lot more dunks on people. I promise you, you want to be able to have this. This is why you want to make sure you have that 75 vertical and the 90 standing dunk at least. So again, that's the biggest reason why, you know, I was really key on that, making sure you have that 75 vertical. Here, you see how, remember I told you guys about that 75 driving dunk? 75 driving dunk for the Giannis dunk. You know, some people want to dunk like Giannis. You know, I like Giannis's dunk personally. It's not, you know, the craziest. You also get Daryl Dawkins, who I don't really care about his dunk package. You have Shaq's, of course. I think most big men get Shaq anyway. But you want to make sure that, like, your driving dunk is good. So because you had that 75 driving dunk, you also get Ben Simmons. 70 driving dunk, you were able to get Karl-Anthony Towns. You have options when it comes to your dunk animations. You guys don't realize it will change your game so much when you turn these on. But again, guys, this has been my center video. It's been awesome. I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, guys. It helps me out so much. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.